No amount of human cover-up can overcome the power of sin. No amount of human wisdom and intelligence can design an antidote to the poison of sin. Sin can never be covered by our appearance, by our presence, by our prayers, by our tears. Sin can only be removed by repentance. Look at the case of David and Bathsheba in 2 Samuel chapter 11. You know the story. David fell into sin. He lusted after Bathsheba. He committed adultery. And instead of him to quickly listen to his heart, his conscience, and acknowledge his wrong, he tried to cover up his wrong. He called the husband, Uriah, back from the battlefield. He tried to entice him with alcohol so that he would go and meet his wife, so that his own sin would be covered up. By the time this man refused, David ended up ordering the murder of Bathsheba's husband Uriah just to cover up his sin. Because each attempt to cover up your wrong leads you down a path of greater wrong. People of God, you may try to dull, to dim, to drown out that prompting of your conscience. Many of us have different ways of achieving this. Some of us pursue fleshly desires. Because of that burden in our hearts, we say, let me just enjoy myself. If I can create happiness for myself, I can remove that burden on the inside. You watch comedy to force yourself to laugh. You watch that movie or that soap opera to escape from reality. But in your attempt to satisfy your senses, you only seem to heap more coals on the fire. Afterwards, your conscience still disturbs you. Many of us try to justify ourselves. We say, no, it's not that bad. We try to use human reason. We respond with reason, with intellect, with brain power. Oh, if it was in this 21st century, there's many things in the Bible that will not apply to this generation. Come on, it's not that bad. All my friends at school are doing this. There's nothing happening to them. Let me just try. We try to convince ourselves that there's nothing wrong, despite the fact that our conscience is prompting us. Some of us are worried about human repercussions. If they find out, my parents will be very angry with me. If they find out I did this, I could lose my job. If they find out, perhaps I'll get into trouble with my school. Let me cover it up. Let me cover it up. Let me cover it up. You may get away with it in the natural. You cannot get away with it in the spirit. It stands as a barrier between you and God. As a blockage between you and God. You can't hear from Him. And when you pray, people around you may hear you, but God is not hearing you. He who conceals his sin shall